Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Testing, testing, testing. That's the first one.
Test, test, test.
Nothing? They are, okay. That's your headset. Welcome everybody to today's broadcast of Jack Williams Stadium. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Beautiful 105-degree morning. As your boys from Fargo Post 2 take on Post 118 from Wayzata, Minnesota. Wayzata, the guests on the scoreboard, and I'm joined this morning by the excellent in broadcasting Jason Kalbrenner. Jason, we got Brady Manley on the mound. No one better to break down and give us a scouting report of Brady than a guy who's coached him since he was 6 years old.
Yeah, Brady's a pretty much throwing lefty. He's got three pitches, really good slider, curveball, depending on which one's working today, and then a changeup. Been actually throwing the ball pretty well this year, from what I've seen.
That's how Brady on the mound is. Just a week ago, I thought he looked sharp against Richmond. Going around the diamond from Post 2, they've got Will Bachman behind the plate. The red-hot Adam Lanninger at first base. Landemeyer at second. Dylan Erholtz playing for the absent Tommy Simon. Tommy's missing his fifth game in a row as he's playing baseball on the road. We've got Connor Holm playing third base. Around the outfield, Dylan Tossison making a start in left field with Danny Boutain in center and Aaron Breitbach in right field. Wayzata sporting the light blue jerseys with gold numbers. LA Chargers look. As we settle in for the opening pitch, Manley comes set. Pitch on the outside corner for strike one.
It's a good start.
Fastball in on the inside corner. He's hit both pieces of black so far, Jason.
Yeah, I think he got a little lucky on that one.
Count goes to 0-2. Manley takes his sign from Bachman, settles in, and the pitch. Ground ball hit to Erholtz. Erholtz fields that ball, throws over to Leininger, and that's the first out of the inning. Good start for Manley.
Erholtz looked like he's played there his whole life.
Erholtz has a do-or-die approach to ground balls. I kind of like it. That approach served me well in slow-pitch softball. At that point, I was not willing to take one off the chest anymore. Lefty on lefty here. Zach Pettit comes to the plate for Wayzata. Manley with the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike swinging. Wayzata has been on a road trip here to the Fargo area, played Post 400 on Friday night, doubleheader with West Fargo. Patriots yesterday, still yet to find a victory in the pitch. Big sweeping curveball, just missed a bit high.
He's got to get that pitch out front a little bit more, and that's a pretty good pitch.
Count goes to 1-1. That pitch fouled off into the parking lot, and Manley working ahead in the count. 1-2 to Pettit. Manley takes a sign and the pitch. Big sweeping curveball, that's fouled out of play, and the count remains 1-2.
I'd like to see Manley go off the plate here. Probably get a swing. Guy looks aggressive.
Tall left-hander digs in. Big tall left-hander on the mound. And the pitch. That pitch fouled back again. Count stays 1-2. That was a fastball across the middle. Jason, and I think what we're looking for is see if this guy will chase.
Yeah.
Manley digs in. His high school catcher, Will Bachman, behind the plate, and the pitch. Big curveball. He got him. Strike three. Swinging. And Pettit sits down.
I think number 14's overread that curveball. I think he thought it was going to be further down in the zone.
A curveball didn't have as much 12-6 as it is almost a slider. Good hard pitch there by Manley. That pitch just off the inside of the corner. Starts off with a fastball. Ball one. We've got Mr. Ask, number 33, up to the plate for Wayzata right now. That pitch fouled straight back. Evens the count 1-1. Samson Ask. That's a pretty good name, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah, I like that name.
When they have to tell someone to ask Samson, do they say ask?
Maybe, yeah.
1-1 pitch. Ground ball.
Oh.
Field the position, young fella.
Feed the horse.
And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Manley. Sets him down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Coming up for the post two, we've got Mr. Home, the red-hot Adam Lanninger, and the also red-hot Aaron Breitbach. We'll be back. And we're back live with the bottom of the first coming up, leading off for post two, Connor Home. Connor coming off a big week. Bunch of hits in Minot, bunch of hits against Bismarck, and culminated with leaving the yard at Jack Brown Stadium yesterday in the first post two home run for Mr. Home. Connor batting from the left side of the plate. Jason, you coached him just as long. What's Connor bring to this team from the offensive side?
Excellent hand-eye coordination. He's early to the zone and he's long through it. Stays on off-speed stuff really well.
Connor sets in against Noah Karshnick. Noah Karshnick pitching here for Wayzata. And the first pitch fouled straight back.
And then he's extremely fast as well, which helps him.
Connor, a multi-sport athlete. You'll hear that all day here for the post two team. Plays hockey in the winter. Settles in here against the tall right-handed Karshnick from Wayzata. That pitch is sent into the gap. Oh, and the left fielder misplayed that, and that's going to be, Holmes going to run that out. He's going to end up on second base on the air from the left fielder, Winston. Good hustle from Home out of the box.
Yeah,
Did not give up on that. Brings Leininger to the plate. That wind is just causing enough havoc out there with those outfielders are going to have to track that ball all the way to the glove. You see Old Glory flying out towards Moorhead. So if you're looking at the broadcast, it's flying from right field to left field. That ball with the left-hander had just a little tailspin on it, and I think it surprised Winston that it never stopped coming down where he thought it was going to be. Here comes Adam Leininger with Home on second base. And the pitch. A pitch high and outside for ball one.
I wonder if Wayzata knows who they're dealing with right now.
Adams hit a few balls well the last couple weeks. 8 home runs in the last 8 games. It's not bad. Karshnick to the plate. Big sweeping curveball. We talked yesterday about at what point with first base open you just start walking him. I heard someone say, of course it was a parent, at what point do you walk him with the bases loaded? That pitch way outside for ball 3. Maybe they have heard the scouting report, Jason.
Yeah, maybe they have. It looks like they're a little nervous about the strike zone right now.
I like what Adam said to me after the Bismarck game. He's not trying to do too much. He settles in here, most likely with the take sign from Coach Rusted. A pitch high and outside for ball 4. 4-pitch walk there for Karshnick to Leininger. And Leininger tosses his bat, and that's going to put it in the hands of Mr. Breitbach, who had one heck of a relief performance yesterday against Jamestown. 6 up, 6 down to preserve the come from behind win. Also performing at the plate.
Aaron's been really good this year about using the right center gap. That's where I believe his power is. Taking that outside fastball. Most pitchers won't throw. Doing some damage in that right center gap. He's been good at that all year.
Non-conference game here. Not surprised to see them letting Breitbach swing away. Again, 3-hitter, non-conference game. Guys on first and second, first inning. Might be different in a conference game where they might give the bunt sign even with the 3-hitter up. But I think on a day like today, this makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a lot of small ball today.
See Coach Sanders in the third base box. Maybe giving Coach Rusted a day to see the game from a different perspective from the dugout. Breitbach settles in on a 1-1 count. Karshnick comes set in the pitch. That ball's driven out to center field. Ball well camped underneath. Holmes going to tag. Long throw. Throw by the center fielder right on line. Holmes in safely underneath the tag. Going to bring up first and third for Caden Big Country Cadera.
Big country. That's something new.
Zach Lamont, I asked him who had the best nickname on the team. He said, well, maybe Big Country, but he said Cadera kind of self-appointed that nickname. I haven't got the rebuttal yet from Cadera. Leininger at first, takes the lead. Karshnick comes set. Connor Holm at third base. The pitch to Cadera. That pitch is up high. Ball 1. Karshnick set. Leininger, always a threat to run. Pitch in there at the belt for a strike. Seen mostly fastballs here so far from Karshnick. A few curveballs he has thrown at this high and away. On a 1-1 count.
He's going to want to start getting ahead. Just once this lineup gets hot. He doesn't want to get behind.
Inside fastball. Cadera just a little late on that. Twisted that off into the recently refurbished third base bullpen. Almost hit that standing designated hitter out there.
The wind got one of them already.
The wind has claimed its first victim. 1-2 count to Cadera. Leininger on first. Home at third. And the pitch that's taken outside for ball 2. Cadera's been hitting the ball hard all week as well. Always a threat. Drive-in runs. Karshnick. Pitch taken low. Throw back to third. Home back safely.
He's a little pest over there, isn't he?
He certainly gets in the minds of these catchers. Probably the stomachs of the coaches. And that brings us to a full count to Cadera here. Runners in scoring position. Karshnick. Pitch taken for a strike 3. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Cadera didn't like it. Pitcher's pitch.
Well, if he can hit that spot all day, he'll do well.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the outside part of the plate with a little run. I think Cadera thought he maybe missed outside for ball 4. Again, good pitcher's pitch. Brings up Will Bachman. Last time we saw Will Bachman swing a bat, it went over the fence at Jack Brown Stadium. And that pitch also on the black for strike 1. Karshnick battling hard here after the early miscue by his left fielder. Finds himself in a position to get out of this jam. 0-1 count to Bachman. Make it 0-2. 2 fastballs to Bachman.
He seems to be settling in.
Leininger with the lead at first. Connor with a few steps at third. Karshnick 0-2 to Bachman. Wrong ball. Hit to the third baseman. It's going to be a tough play. That's going to do it for post two. The bottom of the third. Bachman rounds out. And for post two is strand two. No hits, just the one here. Score remains at 0-0. And we're back to the top of the second. Wayzata 0, post 2 0.
Leading off the top of the second for Wayzata, DH number 24, Noah Regan.
Noah Regan leading off for Wayzata. Brady Manley starts his second inning. That fastball is fouled straight back for strike one. Manley continuing to work ahead on these hitters. Came in with a fastball to the big right-hander. Noah Regan wearing the powder blue gold combo. And the pitch. That ball's going to drop in there for a base hit. And the first hit on the board for either team comes from Wayzata's Noah Regan.
There goes the no-hitter.
Up next for Wayzata, number 16, Gerard Swenson.
And the perfect game.
Yeah.
Manley now with the runner on first base. One of the better moves I've seen from a left-hander, especially at the youth ages. And he picks over to Regan. Leininger puts the tag down. Regan back safely. You're not left-handed, Jason, so who taught him that?
I didn't. I know that much. Oh.
Wayzata's not getting the memo that we're not bunting today. They want to win.
Yeah, they're on a little bit of a slide, so I'm guessing that they're going to do what they have to do.
Absolutely. Brings up Mr. Swenson, left-handed batter, steps in. Now swinging away. That pitch is fouled down the left field line. That's going to go out of play into the bullpen, over the bullpen. That wind is picking up out there. I think if somebody gets a hold of one to to the left field, it might get up in the jet stream with the questionable 300-foot fence post out there. Manley, 1-1 count. Big curveball in there for a strike.
If he can throw that pitch consistently with the velocity on his fastball, he'll have a good day.
So now Swenson's seen fastball, he's seen curveball. Manley takes a look at first base, takes his sign from Bachman and the pitch. Big breaking ball just missed outside. Swenson tempted but didn't go.
Sort of got him set up for the fastball here.
The 2-2 pitch. There it is, fastball. This one's the Leininger. He's going to step on first. No play at second base. One down now for Wayzata as they advance that runner the old-fashioned way. Little tap-out ground ball to Leininger.
Now batting, right fielder number 24, Ethan.
Brings up another big right-handed stick here, Ethan Chafee. What are they feeding these kids at Wayzata?
He has a part-time job as a highway patrolman. with the mustache.
See Coach Rusted continuing to rock his mustache. Wife must be out of town.
Yeah.
Manley comes set, 1-0 pitch. Here to Chafee. That ball's in there. It's hit out to Breitbach. Ball's dropping. In there. Breitbach handles it. Play at the plate coming.
Ooh. Thought they might have had him if he relayed that.
And he's in there safe. Leininger cut that off. And it goes 1-0. That's the second hit to the right side from a big right-handed batter from Wayzata. And they're up on top, 1-0. Breitbach unable to get that ball to home plate in time to cut off the runner, and Wayzata's up on top. Brady Manley settles in now against Bieninga, third baseman, just coming off a nice play he made in the field to end the post 2 rally in the first. Manley misses low with ball 1. Swenson over at first base forgot to double lace over there. Double tie. Manley comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Miss low, he's going to second. The throw. And he's in time. Bachman able to block that, but it got away from him, and heads up base running there by Wayzata. Once again, they have a runner in scoring position with just 1 out here in the top of the second. Good fastball in there for a strike from Brady. Brings the count to 2-1.
Pretty big hole between second and first. Hopefully, I think Landon will close that gap, though.
That ball's hit high in the air.
That's trouble.
Tossed in underneath it.
Oh.
And that's 2 away on the big pop up there by Mr. Bieninga. Bieninga.
Up next, left fielder number 22, Topher Winston.
And we got Topher Winston, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Manley looking to get out of this with minimal damage. Takes a sign, comes set, takes a look at second base, and the pitch. Fastball just on the outside part of the plate. That pitch is close, but I think it's all about the catcher at that point, Jason.
Yeah, I think the catcher lost that one for him. That was a pretty good pitch.
1-0 pitch for Manley. That pitch taken in there for a strike. His ability to work inside and out is already on display.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if he can get that curveball over consistently, he's gonna keep these guys off balance pretty easily.
Oh, there's a curveball.
Good
Stepped
play
up
by
in front by
Connor.
Mr. Holm. That ball is thrown up high, and that's going to lead to another run for Wayzata on the Connor Holm error, the throwing error. Just sent it over Adam Leininger's head. I think he had plenty of time. That's just one of those things where players make mistakes. So do the pros. Tough break for Manley. Gets the ground ball. And that's going to go in the books as an unearned run for Wayzata. Still 2 outs with now a runner on first. Wayzata up 2-0. Manley misses low with the fastball. Counts at 1-0. As a pitcher, what's the mindset now, Jason?
I was just thinking about that. He's really got to bear down. I mean, mistakes happen. He didn't do it. He's just got to keep throwing strikes and trust that his defense is going to make the next play.
Manley now with the 1-1 count. Hits that outside part of the plate. And that's the difference between that pitch and the batter before. Bachman did a better job of holding.
And it's a nice
pitch.
bounce back from Brady to come back and get ahead in the count.
1-2 count now. Here to Rowan.
Oh.
Missed that curveball inside. Kind of a good break not to hit him with that pitch.
Yeah, I think he got a break too, because I think that anything hard on the outer half of the plate, I think he misses now. after just about getting his elbow broke.
2-2 count, 2 down here. The top of the second. Manley,
Like that.
he struck him out. Good bounce back for Manley. But for Wayzata, they score 2 on 2 hits. There was the one Fargo error. They leave 1, and after 1.5 complete, Wayzata 2, post 2, 0.
Leading off the bottom of the second.
And leading off for post 2,
Number 2.
bottom of second, we've got Landemeyer, the second baseman, followed by the shortstop, Dylan Erholtz. And the left fielder, Dylan Tossenson. A lot of Dylan. And the first pitch taken out on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Noah Karshnick settling in, Jason.
Yeah, that umpires helping both pitchers. I'd say there's at least they're getting about a ball off the black right now, but it's been consistent. So I guess as long as it's established, the hitters know what they're dealing with.
Count now 0-2 to Meyer. Just like what was bound to happen, then you're about to start chasing that outside part of the plate. And Karshnick, 3 strikes to Mr. Meyer. As a hitter, I think the mindset now has got to be swing early at that pitch so you don't have to swing late at the one that's further outside.
Yeah, you got to hit the mistakes.
Erholtz steps in. Karshnick is now having his mail sent to the outside corner.
Yeah.
Erholtz, big right-handed hitter, number 24. Shanley graduate, came back after his freshman season at Concordia. Pitches, plays third base, and when Mr. Simon's in Iowa, found he can step in and play some shortstop as well. He's done well last couple of games.
If we don't make an adjustment, he's just going to chew us up out there. We got to start stepping out and hitting that ball.
Umpire making sure he doesn't overheat today by calling that outside pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly. 2 up, 2 down now for post 2. Tossenson coming to the plate.
Now batting left fielder number 12, Dylan
Tossenson finished his freshman year at the school up north.
What's the name of that school, Chris?
Sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty there. Pitch outside to Tossenson. Part of North grad as well. One back. Spotted the Finds himself in a 1-2 hole here as Karshnik having his best performance here, just living on the outside part of the plate. See if he goes back to it. Climbs the ladder. That's 3 up, 3 down for post 2. And after 2 complete, Wayzata 2, Fargo 0. Zach Butwell here coming up to the plate for Wayzata. Brady Manley sets in for his 3rd inning. Butwell grounded out his first at-bat. Ground ball. Connor home. Evened up at 2.
I like the way he's coming in his zone, even when he's missing his close.
Henley with the 2-2 pitch. To Pettit. It's just a bit high. Brings the count to full. Talking to Coach Rusted yesterday about the Jamestown game, he said, yes, Beaver gave up 3 in the 2nd inning, but then he put up a couple zeros for us when we needed it. I think that's what Manley's looking to do right here. Boy, he missed just inside again. Pettit draws a walk. Brings up Samson Ask. Ask grounded out to Manley the first time up. Left-hander. Open stance. Manley comes set, takes a sign from Bachman, throws over to first. Head it back in there safely.
I like when lefties throw over early like that. Keeps the double play as a more preferable option because if you stay tight to the bag.
Oh. Tries to drag one down the third base side. That one's foul. Manley up in the count. Yeah, top of the order, you usually have some speed, and looks like all these Wayzata kids can run pretty well. Manley looking to get a hard ground ball here and get out of the inning. Turn it over to his bats. Manley comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Big lead at first base. Curveball missed high. Throw back down to first. Good job by Adam Leininger to block that one and keep that from going into right field. Bachman looked like he was half in on that throw.
Yeah, he hesitated. I think if he'd have thrown it right away, ooh, they might have him.
Yeah, I think that throw was there. I think Adam just hesitated just a tish on the tag, or maybe give the runner credit. Maybe he just found the spot on the back of that base, but definitely the throw beat him there. Pitch to Ask.
Nice pitch.
And that gets the count to 1-2. Lefty on lefty matchup. Won't be surprised to see a big sweeping curveball here from Manley on the 1-2. There it is, ground ball. Can Manley cover in time? And that's going to go down as an infield hit. Leininger got pulled off the base. Manley not able to get there just in time. That's an infield hit for Samson Ask.
They're definitely putting pressure on Manley here.
Wayzata with base runners again, first and second now with just one out. Manley delivers. That pitch on the inside part of the plate. Called for strike one. Noah Regan up to bat. Singled on his first at bat to right field. Nice breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate. Manley up quickly, 0-2.
This is an important pitch for Brady. He's got we need a pop up in the infield or a strikeout so that we can keep the force intact. And, pick play.
Good looking pick play there. Wayzata dives back in. Manley up in the count, 0-2. Just one out here in the top of three. Wayzata threatening, runners on first and second. Manley takes his sign from Bachman, and the pitch. Ground ball to Erholtz. And the air by Erholtz is going to load him up. Looked like Dylan might have tried to rush something there, Jason.
Yeah, he let that ball get deep on him. He was probably looking to make the play to second before he had control of the ball.
That brings up Gerard Swenson here now with the bases loaded. Tough break for Manley. Got the ground ball he wanted. Wasn't real hard hit. I don't know if we're turning two on that, but we missed the force at second. That pitch on the outside part of the plate in there for strike one. Probably good for these young pitchers to face some adversity, especially in a non-conference game early here in the season. That ball's fouled.
No, he called it a strike. Yeah, and for Brady, who's going to be a bigger part of this team for next year, he needs innings like this where he has to battle for his stuff.
Manley just coming off his sophomore year. 3 years left to play for Post 2. 16-year-old playing in the varsity schedule, pitching in a non-conference environment with adversity. Going to set him up because most likely there's going to be a time later on in the year he's going to be asked to pitch in a big game. I think the Wayzata coaches are giving their umpire a bunch of compliments here on how well they called that. Sarcasm font added. In any event, the umpire called that a foul ball, or there's possible he called Jason that punch was just going to be a strike anyhow.
It's possible. Either way, it's a strike.
0-2, Manley delivers. Big pitch here for Brady. Curveball just missed.
See it, right? That's a great pitch, and I think he should throw the exact same pitch again. I think he'll get a swing. This guy's looking for a fastball now.
Mr. Swenson up there, 1-2. Ground ball to Erholtz. See if he can turn two. bobbled the ball, and unfortunately that means a run scores for Wayzata on the ground ball from Swenson.
Brady's having a tough day with some of the plays made behind him.
Yeah,
He's
that
throwing strikes though.
That
He's
won't
doing
go
his
down
job.
as an error in the books, but potentially that was a double play ball to end the inning. Family now with runners on second and third. They're blocked by Will Bachman to keep that pitch from going to the backstop. Chafee's at the bat. Chafee singled on his last at bat out to right field. And he does it again. That's going to score 2 for Wayzata on the single from Chafee. And that brings the score to 5-0 here for Wayzata in just the top of the third. Almost the same pitch that he hit out to right field last time.
Yep, he's got a pretty big up inside out swing.
Brady needs to settle down and just get out of this inning. And they got him picked off. Leininger.
Get him.
Meyer might have saved Leininger there from an error. That ball was headed into left field. And post 2 might get a little talking to. I wouldn't be surprised. That's top of the third complete. Wayzata scores 3 on it goes 1 error on the board, but 2 really, and we've got a 5-0 game. Post 2 coming to bat. We'll be back. Try just this.
Leading off the bottom of the third for post 2, number 23, center fielder, Danny Boutte.
So leading off for post 2 here in the bottom of 3, Danny Boutte, recent graduate from Fargo North High School, also played football at Fargo North. And he got the memo to swing at that pitch that's just on the outside of the plate, Jason.
Yep, that's sort of Danny's pitch. He likes to hit that pitch over the second baseman's head and then get on base and do some damage out there. He's pretty quick.
Karshnick has fully changed his address to the outside of the plate. The post office has been notified. Boutte now finds himself in an 0-2 hole, looking to start a fire here for post 2. Pitch taken up high. And the count now 1-2 to Boutte here, leading off for post 2. And he got him swinging up high. Climbed the ladder on Boutte. Karshnick started off a little rough, but he has settled in.
Right now, when this pitcher is missing, we're not doing the damage that we can. We got to start squaring those balls up instead of following them back.
Brings up Connor Holm to the plate. Squared to bunt, took that pitch on the outside of the plate for strike 1. Connor reached on an error the last time, left stranded at third base. Here's the pitch from Karshnick. One gets by the catcher inside for ball 1. And the 1-1 pitch here to Connor Holm. Pitch inside for ball 2. Post 2 coming off a week where they've played 6 conference games since Wednesday. Now sitting in with a non-conference game on a Sunday here against Wayzata. The ball is hit hard on the ground. Second baseman settles in. And Holm was retired at first base on the ground ball to the second baseman. And just like that, there's 2 down. Leininger coming to the plate.
I wonder if there's a little bit of a letdown after 6 games that mean something and coming into a Sunday morning game that doesn't. Our hitters seem to have quite a bit better focus yesterday.
Well, if you talk about a tale of 2 teams coming in, you've got Wayzata on a road trip. Probably want this game just so they don't go home empty-handed. That ball's fouled off into the red. And post 2, realistically, was due for a somewhat of a comeback to earth. I also think that being down 5 runs kind of gives your team a chance to see how they perform. That ball's hit on a line. Played perfectly by the left fielder. Had Leininger played perfectly. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Karshnick and Wayzata. After 3 complete, Wayzata 3, Fargo 0. And leading off the top of the 4th here for Wayzata, the third baseman, Beninga. Manley still out there for post 2. Throws that fastball in low for ball 1.
Do you have his pitch count, Chris?
Sure do. That was his 55th pitch, 37 for strikes. There's another strike, this ground ball to Holm. Called foul there by the umpire. Beninga jogging back to the plate. Like to see it. Picks up his blue bat, white helmet, white pants, powder blues, Beninga, practice swings, calls for time, gets it. Manley with the 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch just a bit high. I've noticed when Brady misses with that curveball, it's typically up.
Yeah, he's just not finishing it. He's got to get bent a little bit, throw downhill, and that ball is gonna, number one, it's gonna break a little bit more, and it's gonna be in the strike zone and get more swings.
Manley misses outside with his fastball, brings the count to 3-1 here with nobody out, and that pitch in the dirt, and a leadoff walk for Beninga. Brings up Topher Winston to the plate. Wayzata now with a 5-run lead. Probably unlikely to see a bunt here from Winston. Manley throws over. Ended last inning with a nice pickoff play. We talked about his move over to first base early, and he's picked off one and almost got another one. This pitch missed low with the fastball. Winston 0 for 1 on the day.
I think we're due for some defensive brilliance here.
Manley with the pitch. That's in there
Nice
for a
pitch.
called strike. Evens the count, 1-1. So far today, the post 2 defense been less than sharp. 2 errors up on the board. Maybe doesn't tell the whole story. Due for a snapback rally here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Manley right at the knees. Took a big cut there from Winston, and Manley now up in the count 1-2 with the runner on first base and nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Pick play over to Leininger. Beninga slides in there, safe, head first. Manley comes set, takes his signal from Bachman. And that pitch taken just a bit outside. I think Manley has seen his counterpart Karshnick work that outside part of the plate. I think he was looking for the same pitch.
Yeah, he's just a little bit further out on that one anyways.
That pitch is
That's a good
taken.
pitch.
Strike 3, and Winston goes down swinging. Big pitch there for Brady Manley.
A little extra velo on that one. Got it on the inner half and up a little bit right underneath the hands.
Now batting catcher number 4, Fisher, Rowan.
Brings Rowan to the plate. Rowan also 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to Erholtz.
Ooh.
And he fumbles that one. Another error for Erholtz. And that's first and second now for Wayzata. Erholtz, a veteran player here for post 2. Probably needs to get that out of his head. Make sure he's there to support his 16-year-old pitcher here when he needs it. Manley misses outside. It could be a difference too, Jason. We've got a left-handed pitcher hitting that spot and a right-handed pitcher hitting that spot. These umpires naturally can see things just a little bit differently. I think Manley's ball maybe has a little bit of tail on it too.
Yeah, the ball's running away from the plate, whereas Karshnick's is running into the plate. Might just be a slightly different perception from the umpire.
Manley's missed outside with 2 straight fastballs to Rowan. Brings the count to 2-0. Rowan swinging away. That pitch is taken for a called strike, 2-1. Rowan had squared away to bunt, brought Connor home in a little bit closer to the grass, just playing in front of third base. Leininger choosing not to hold on, the runner at first. Bunt, this one's right to Manley. Only plays at first base. Makes the play, gets the out at 1.
That's an interesting play, the bunt with 1 out.
It's going to roll the Wayzata lineup to the top of the order with runners now on second and third. You don't see a sacrifice bunt too often in a 1-out situation, middle of the game, up 5, but you never know. Rowan might have been doing that on his own too. You're just not sure. Manley misses up high to Boutwell. Does have a base open here. That pitch taken for a strike.
Brady's got the matchup he wants, though, lefty on lefty.
Count evened up at 1-1 to Boutwell. Runners in scoring position, second and third. Erholtz holding the runner on at second. The pitch just popped up. Erholtz underneath it.
Oh,
And that does it for Wayzata. Manley able to put up a 0.
that's a big 0 right there.
And post 2 is going to come to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning, still with no runs on the board, down 5 early to the guests from the Minneapolis area. Wayzata up to the plate. Breitbach, Kadera, Bachman. We'll be back. And we're back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Aaron Breitbach steps in there for post 2. Big, strong right-handed batter. Takes that pitch on the outside part of the plate. Karshnick knows where his bread is buttered, but that one missed just a bit outside for ball 1. Ball 1 to Breitbach. Ball 2 to Breitbach. Karshnick so far on about his 41st pitch of the day. 26 of them for strikes. 25 of those on the outside part of the plate.
What is his pitch count at, Chris?
Karshnick, that's his 42nd pitch. And the count goes 3-0 to Breitbach, most likely with the take sign here from Coach Sanders. Karshnick to the plate. That ball's outside as well for a strike on the corner.
That ball was over the white of the batter's box.
3-1, tough break for Breitbach. Is that pitch called for a strike? That ball's
Worked out
driven
good,
into
though.
the gap. That ball's going to get almost all the way to the fence. It might. Breitbach at 2.
And he's going to stay there.
Had an inkling. I think the base might have tripped him up, and that might have saved post 2 from having an out at third, because that ball was relayed in there pretty well from that center fielder. Once he got to it, that was in the shortstop's hands in about a half a second.
Yeah, I think he'd have been out if he would have went. Unless that guy makes a bad throw.
So Breitbach just stumbled ever so slightly as he rounded second base, but he's in there with a leadoff double. First adversity here for Mr. Karshnick since the first inning.
I think this is the first time all game that we've had the leadoff runner on.
Well, Connor got on first in the air from Winston in the first inning, but it's been a while. That seems like it was last year's Father's Day. Here comes Kadera. That pitch is fouled off. Have you seen much besides a fastball here, Jason, from Karshnick?
If he's throwing something besides a fastball, it's not a very good pitch. Not as far as difference in speed goes. It seems like they're all fastballs. Maybe a little slider once in a while, but it's hard. Kadera's late on that.
That pitch was fouled back by Kadera to the net, and quickly down 0-2 to Karshnick here with Breitbach on second base after his leadoff double. Again, Wayzata leading post 2, 5-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Karshnick takes a sign and the pitch to Kadera. Ball way up and outside. Karshnick maybe just wasting a pitch there on 0-2.
He doesn't throw to that side of the plate as easily as he does to outside to righties. I think he's struggling hitting that outside corner to lefties a little bit more than he is righties.
Kadera taking just about an inch off of that bat, choking up here with 2 strikes. Big left-handed bat from Fargo North High School.
Oh.
And that's a strike 3, but that's back to the batter's box. And they got Kadera at first base.
Friendly bounce off the backstop. Catcher barehanded it through a strike.
So with the pass ball, Kadera is retired. 2-3 in the scorebook. Catcher, good hustle back. Kadera probably didn't run the 100-yard dash for North, I don't believe. They won't call him Big Country because of his 100 time. But brings Bachman up here with a runner in scoring position. That pitch taken outside for ball 1.
Umpire wanted to call that a strike.
That he did.
That ball grazed Oak Street, and he wanted to call it a strike.
Bachman settles in. That's popped up. And an easy play for the third baseman. 2 down now for post 2 with Breitbach over at third base, pleading with his teammates to get him home.
Second baseman number 2, Landon Meyer.
Breitbach just laid on that fastball is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it got in on his hands a little bit. I think he's looking to hit the ball the other way with what the Wayzata pitcher's been doing all day long, just like that. And there's our first run. That's good.
It's a base hit RBI signal for Landon Meyer, who made someone's day today with a text saying that, sorry to all you guys, but I'm the best dad ever. So that means all of you guys are fighting for second
debatable.
place.
It's debatable.
So we're going to have a debate here between innings on who the second place dad is, but we've solved who the best one is. So 2 out, RBI single for Landon Meyer on first base. Dylan Erholtz steps into the plate, takes that ball inside for ball 1.
Sometimes breaking that seal and getting that first run across will open up the floodgates. Let's see if post 2 can flip the script a little bit here with the bottom half of the order.
The pitch is popped up right in front of the plate. Catcher's on it. And post 2 goes down, but not before they put the first run up on the board. There was 1 run on 2 Fargo hits. No Wayzata errors. They did leave 1 runner on first base. And after 4 complete, Wayzata 5, post 2 1. Couple lineup changes here for post 2 as we're about to start the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound for post 2, Dylan Tosteson,
Leading off the top of the 5th for Wayzata.
making his 2nd appearance of the year for post 2.
Shortstop number 33.
Taking over in left field for post 2 is Jordan Leininger. And that first pitch hit out to Breitbach. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start for Mr. Tostenson. Looking to put up a 0.
Now batting DH number 24, Noah.
So to put the wrap on Mr. Manley's day, 4 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits. They all went to the same exact spot. Gave up 5 runs, only 1 earned. Walked 2, struck out 3, 72 pitches. Second pitch, fly ball out to Leininger. And this one got over his head. And that's going to be in there for what most likely will be an error on the left fielder Leininger. Ball got cut up in the wind.
Jordan got turned around a little bit there. I don't know if he didn't see it off the bat very well or what.
Now batting first baseman number 16, Gerard Swenson.
Brings up Swenson here with Wayzata with a runner on second base. Tostenson, that was about to be 2 pitches, 2 outs. Unfortunately, Jordan misplayed that fly ball out to left field. It looked fairly routine, but I think when that wind caught it, it maybe just rolled that thing over and carried just a little farther than he thought. Pickoff play. Ooh. He caught the Wayzata runner. Not sure where, but he seems like he's all right.
I think he's out with a good throw. I thought we had him.
And Bachman takes time to go out and make sure that him and his pitcher are on the same page here with their signs. An uncharacteristically sloppy defensive performance here for post 2 so far today. After playing fairly good defense here the last 2 weeks since the season started. Dawsonson with the 1-0 pitch. That ball taken low for ball 2. Jason, you've seen Dylan pitch. Walk me through his repertoire.
He's a location pitcher. He throws 3 pitches. He's fastball, curveball, changeup guy. He's been working pretty hard on his changeup in the bullpens, trying to get a little bit of changeup and pull a little velocity off of the pitches. When he's on, he's a guy that gets a lot of ground balls, lots of fly balls. He's not a big strikeout guy.
We're going to have a play at the plate here. They're sending him. The throw from Boutain. And that was cut off by Leininger, and that's an RBI single for Wayzata. Brings the score to 6-1.
Dylan's got to take advantage of this umpire a little bit more than he is, and work the blacks of the plate. He left that ball way too far over the middle.
And that brings up Mr. Chafee, number 44 for Wayzata, already 2 for 2. Ground ball to Connor Holm. First to Landon. And to Leininger, and they called him safe. Chafee beat that out by a half a step.
Little hesitation from Connor at third there, almost like he didn't know what he was going to do. At least we got the lead runner.
We've said it a few times. It's as if the sharpness is not on today. It seemed like a natural play for Connor to just grab that really second and relay. Just a little hesitation. Gets better than middle of the plate as well. Fouled straight back. And that's going to be out of play. Wayzata just with 5 hits, but they've got 6 runs on those 5 hits. Costly errors here by post 2 so far this morning. 2 down here for Wayzata. Dawsonson takes a look over at first base. And the pitch. Curveball in there for just a bit high. That's a ball, and that evens up the account 1-1.
That was a pretty good pitch.
Beninga maybe sold that a little bit, backed off as if it was going to hit him. Ball ended up curving in there, very close to a strike. That pitch is outside, ball 2. Dawsonson looking to minimize the damage here, get post 2 back to the plate after only giving up 1 run. Number 12 for post 2 comes set. That pitch is taken for a strike.
I think this is Dylan's second outing of the year. And I don't know if he pitched much up north where he goes to college. But he's probably working through some things as well. It's the beginning of the season for him. He hasn't been on the mound a lot.
This one's popped up to Leininger. And Adams able to put that one away. And for Dawsonson, a good inning. Wayzata did score on the 2-base error by Jordan at the beginning of the inning, followed up with a single. And they answer the post 2 run in the bottom of the 4th with one of their own in the top of the 5th, bringing their lead back to 5. It's Wayzata 6, post 2 1, headed to the bottom of the 5th. So Dylan tosses into the plate again. We told you we're Dylan's father. Happy Father's Day to Dusty. The pitch is bunted down the first baseline. Karshnick, can he make the play? He does. Tossin trying to get something started there, trying to lay down that bunt for a hit. Went down the first base side, which is not something you see often from a right-hander, Jason.
Yeah, I think if he bunts that ball down the third baseline, he probably is safe. It was actually a pretty good bunt as far as distance from the plate. Made the pitcher field it. The problem was that the pitcher falls off to that side of the plate and basically picked it up on his way.
Sometimes you'll see a left-handed batter try and drag that one down, but that gives them, they've probably got 3 or 4 feet on where a right-hander starts. Count even up to 1-1 on Mr. Boutain. Danny 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in his first at-bat. Karshnick still on the mound for Wayzata. That pitch was in the zip code. I was a little worried about that one. That's 2-1.
Catcher dropped it. I think if a catcher squeezes that, it's probably a strike.
Nonetheless, we've got a 2-1 count here. Boutain looking to get some sort of a spark here before we get back to the top of the order. Connor Holm on deck. Pitch taken outside for ball 3.
Umpire's going to have a sore arm the way he's been calling that outside pitch.
3-1 to Boutain. Karshnick in the pitch. The pitch taken up high for ball 4.
All right, here we go.
Good at bat for Danny Boutain there. And a couple pitches there were just on the edge. Certainly would have been justifiable to chase 1 or 2 of those, but he gets on base. Danny Boutain, a threat to run at any time.
I'm feeling some runs here, Chris. I got a little tingle.
We do have a bathroom in the press box, just as a public courtesy announcement. Karshnick throws over to first base. And Connor Holmes steps in. Connor has reached base one time on the left fielder's error earlier on today. Grounded out to second in his second at bat. That pitch way up and outside for ball 1. And that's 5 balls in the last 6 pitches here for Karshnick. And I don't think he had thrown 5 balls in the last hour.
We might be seeing the beginning of the end for him. It is pretty warm out there today.
Connor with a big swing. That pitch is going to be fouled out of play. Third baseman does give chase. And we still have a clay dike over by the river. Someone asked me about the river this year, and I said it's kind of like if you plug your toilet and it goes all the way up to the top, but it doesn't go over. And then it goes down a little bit, and you think you're out of the clear. And then you flush it again, it goes all the way back to the top.
That's a total do not flush situation that you're in right there.
That pitch taken up high. So it looks like the river right now is in a should we flush it again? But I'd say just leave it. 2-1 now for Connor Holm. Boutain with the lead at first base. Karshnick, the pitch.
Oh.
A ball called a strike just above the belt. Evens up the count, 2-2. Connor Holm looking to stay hot. Chokes up just about a half inch on that bat, looking to put this ball in play. The pitch from Karshnick. That ball's outside, full count.
I say we should send Danny here.
Maybe a collective.
Connor's so good at the bat, good back control. Put the ball in play. Maybe we get lucky on a hit and run type play.
Boutain with the lead. And the pitch. Fouled off by Holm. We're going to do this again at full count. Might have been a collective deep breath here by the press box on that 2-2 pitch that was about 2 balls outside. Connor Holm, number 8, left-handed batter, steps in against Karshnick in the full count pitch. That's taken high, ball 4. Maybe a collective deep breath on that one too, guys.
Yeah.
And that's going to earn a visit here from the Wayzata. I don't know if this is a coach or a trainer. He doesn't have a uniform on.
Next close to first baseman number 7, Adam Leininger.
This is the guy we want up.
Adam actually had a pretty good at bat last time to the plate. He I think he saw an opportunity if they were pitching him away to just hit a line drive the other way. For some reason, the left fielder was playing him as if it was Little League.
Yeah, I don't know if they know much about Adam because they got pretty lucky last time. That ball should have dropped in because he should be playing about 30 feet back from where he is, especially with the wind.
As the kids say, I think we should be able to burn him.
But I'm optimistic that maybe that's what he does here.
So
Great
Karshner,
field.
back-to-back walks and brings up Leininger to the plate. That ball's taken outside for ball one. So as a pitcher, you got the hottest hitter on the planet up. You got first and second. What's your game plan?
Well, I don't like walking people, but I think if he leaves it, this is the pitch right here. I think if Adam doesn't, like he said in his interview yesterday, if he doesn't try to do too much here, I think he gets a good pitch and puts a good swing on it. We'll see what happens.
2-0 pitch to Adam. Boutain at second. Connor Holm at first. Speed everywhere for post two. That ball's inside. 3-0.
On the other hand, let's not help this pitcher out at all. They don't have anybody in the bullpen yet.
3-0 pitch to Leininger. Don't be surprised if this is a take. Down 5. And it is. That's 3 in a row for Karshnick, and his first signs of frustration. Body language has changed for Mr. Karshnick after back-to-back-to-back walks. And the almost as red-hot Aaron Breitbach coming to the plate, a double in his last at-bat. Breitbach now with bases loaded, looking to do some damage here for post two in the bottom of the 5th inning, down 5.
Oh.
That ball's going to get to the backstop.
Oh boy.
And someone installed a trampoline overnight because that thing almost came back to home plate. But the catcher with the catcher's mitt unable to grab that thing, and that brings Boutain to the plate. And now we've got a 6-2 game with Connor Holm on third base and Adam Leininger at second, both advancing on the wild pitch from Karshnick. And there is definitely a change in his body language after that walk to Leininger. Breitbach maybe has him on the ropes here.
That tingle I had is growing stronger, Chris.
If it lasts for more than 4 hours. Breitbach fouls that one out of play. Good pitch by Karshnick. Good cut by Breitbach. Looked like he might have been trying to go to the right side on that. Do a good piece of hitting, drive in these two.
That right field line is wide open. He's been sort of living in that direction all year long.
Counts even at 1-1. Breitbach digs in. Open stance from the right-hander wearing number 11. And the pitch. Oh,
that's going to be a run at least.
Boy, that ball was grounded right back to Karshnick. He knocked it down. Good read by Connor Holm. Once he saw that he was going to be able to score, he took off. I think at first he had hesitated, which he should have done, because I think if Karshnick fields that cleanly,
on the other side of that, Chris, if he doesn't touch it, it's 2 runs. So they caught a little bit of a break.
Deficit's been cut from 5 to 3 with Jordan Leininger up to plate. Just a little bit of wind blowing out to left field. Leininger with his first at-bat of the night came in. And the substitution change in the last inning for Cadera at the plate. Playing left field here for post 2. That pitch high and in, taken for ball 1. Jordan with his brother Adam at second base. Looking to continue this threat here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. Count even up at 1-1.
That was the one. I think Jordan wants that one back.
Jordan looking to find a pitch to drive. He probably knows by now that if you get down on the count, Karshnick's going to just paint that outside part of the plate. Fastball in there for a swinging strike. And the count goes to 1-2. Jordan with the home run yesterday at Jack Brown Stadium. Outside curveball. Let's see if he can find something here. Down 1-2 in the count. Tough play. That's fair ball.
That's a double for Jordan.
Jordan heading to second.
Oh, maybe not.
And that's going to score Adam. And we've got a 6-4 ball game. And your tingly sense was spot on, Jason.
My tingles don't lie.
Jordan with probably one of the most rare. I'm thinking that went down as a hit. Might have been an error on the first baseman. It was just an awkward ground ball with
It
a little
looked like
spin
a trick
on it.
shot on a pool table.
I would
A lot
think
of spin.
the first baseman probably knocks that down most of the time, but just a little bit of English on that. Brings up Bachman to the plate. This is the longest Karshnik has been out in the heat so far today. That's a line drive.
Ooh.
Hit it too well, and that's
Yeah.
going to do it for post 2. But they score 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Their biggest production so far, and we've got ourselves a ball game. 6-4, Wayzata, 5 complete. And we're back with the count 1-1 here. Top of the 6th inning. That pitch is hit foul down the right field line. Tossinson working ahead in the count. 1-2 here to Mr. Winston from Wayzata, wearing number 22. Right-hander playing left field for Wayzata tonight. Tossinson looking to put a quick 0 up here for post 2 as they score 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch misses just outside. Counts evened up 2-2. Post 2 put up 3 runs to cut the deficit from 6-1 to 6-4. So Tossinson will be looking to make quick work here of Wayzata. That pitch is hit high in the air, right field, Breitbach. Underneath it, and puts him away for out number 1. Tossinson able to draw the fly ball there on the first batter. Brings up Fisher Rowan to the plate. Rowan 0-2 on the day. Tossinson. Another fly ball. Breitbach calls off Meyer. And just like that, we've got 2 down here for Wayzata. Tossison coming out and throwing strikes, drawing fly balls. That's 2 to Breitbach. And if you went for a hot dog, you turn around and there's already 2 out here in the top of the 6th.
Now batting number 8. Center fielder, number 9. This one's Bootwell.
Brings up Zach Boutwell to the plate, looking for his first hit of the night. Right-handed batter standing close to the plate. Tossison, big curveball in there for strike 1.
If he can throw that pitch and then locate on that outer half, I think it's a little bit too far outside.
Count even up at 1-1. Tossison with his real first breaking pitch of the night that he tried to get ahead of the batter on. I like what I saw there, that pitch across, but now the count is 1-1 here to Boutwell with 2 down. Fastball right down the middle of the plate, fouled straight back. I think that's the pitch you're talking about, Jason, that you'd like to see maybe over 2 or 3 inches either side.
That ball is a little bit too centered up in the plate. I think he's been working on his changeup. This would be a really good time to throw that pitch.
And there it is, strike 3. Good on you, Mr. Tossison. Sets down Wayzata in order for the first time
There's
in
been
a long
little bit of
time.
a momentum swing.
And that's going to bring up to the plate for post 2. Down 6-4. That's going to be Landon Meyer, followed by the Dillons, Erholtz and Tossison. Not Dylan McKay. And that's going to 4-6. Post 2, looking to keep the momentum building here. We'll be back. And we're back here, the bottom of the 6th inning. Landon Meyer steps into the batter's box here against Mr. Noah Karshnick. Karshnick now up to 78 pitches on the night. That pitch taken outside for ball 1. Karshnick had navigated the first 5 innings with only about 10 pitches per inning, put up about 22 in the last. Ground ball. Easy hop for the third baseman. That pitch that's up high. But he's able to get the runner out at first.
Up next, number 24, Dylan Erholtz.
So Meyer grounds out to third base to lead off the inning for post 2. Again, looking to build on that momentum. Dylan Erholtz coming to the plate.
Look at the Iron Sheik umping at first base over there from the old WWF.
That's Craig Ritchie there. He's got a American flag. Must be soaked in ice to keep him cool. Craig Ritchie's always been cool. 1-0 pitch here to Dylan Erholtz. Karshnick still working. Pitch taken outside for ball 2.
Yeah, he's not locating that outside fastball like he once was. It's probably another 3 inches off the plate.
Well, he blacked out and became Greg Maddox for about an hour. Hit every spot, and if he needed an inch, he gave it a half. Karshnick now 3-0 to Urholtz. Urholtz most likely with the take sign here, still down 2. Pitch taken in there first, called strike. 3-1 to Urholtz. 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning on the ground out from Lannemeyer to the third baseman, Beninga. Ground ball up the middle. And Urholtz is retired on the ground out to the shortstop. And there's 2 down here for post 2 in the top of the 6th inning. Brings up Dylan Tossison to the plate. Dylan 0 for 2 on the day so far. Tossison doing the pitching here now for post 2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Tough hop. And that ball goes into the outfield. And Tossison's going to reach on an error. And I was just about to say the last 2 hops for Wayzata were about as turfy as they come. They were due to get a natural playing surface hop, and they just got one.
It'd be nice to string something together and get one more across.
Boutain drew a walk in his last at bat. 5-pitch walk here from Karshnick, just 1 inning to go. Had an inkling to do a drag bunt there. Tough to do it on that outside fastball. And it's an 0-1 count to Boutain with Tossison on first base. Post 2, down 2. Top of the 6th. Karshnick still out there working. Pitch count up to the mid-80s. Pitch to Boutain. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And quickly in an 0-2 hole is Boutain. No activity in the Wayzata bullpen yet. Boutain digs in. Karshnick takes the sign, takes a look at Tossison in the pitch. Taken up high for ball 1.
They have to be slightly short on pitching after having so many games in such a short period of time.
I would agree, and I would wonder if what happens here if Karshnick has to be sent down. Pitch to Boutain. And he swung and missed. Strike 3. Pitch just above his belt, and Karshnick comes in and slows the momentum for post 2. The score is still 6-4 Wayzata. And leading off for Wayzata here in the top of the 7th, Zach Pettit. Left-handed batter facing Tossison. Tossison starts him off with a strike. Pettit kind of lunged at that one. Maybe looking to pull that ball.
He's got a swing that's super susceptible to off-speed stuff. He wants the fastball over the plate. Just the way he arm bars the bat a little bit.
Tossison missed up and away. Looked like it might have been a breaking pitch there on 1 Brings the count to 1-1 to Pettit. Pettit looking for his first hit of the night. Squares up to bunt. Popped it up. And Bachman unable to track that down. But the count goes to 1-2 for Tossison. Tossison came in relief for Brady Manley. So far, 23 pitches for Tossison, 16 of them strikes. And he finds himself ahead in the count to Pettit, 1-2. With the score 6-4 Wayzata. Ground ball to Leininger. Nice easy hop, waves off Tossison, and that's one down for Wayzata.
There's that changeup from Tossison.
Tossison doing a good job mixing up pitches, but most importantly, working ahead in the count, keeping these hitters guessing. It's time for the Ask segment. Samson Ask steps into the plate, number 33 for Wayzata. He's got the high socks look. Tossison takes a signal from Bachman, a 1-0 pitch. Line drive to Erholtz. And that's 2 up, 2 down for Wayzata. Erholtz makes that play. With the top of the order looming for post 2, Wayzata already at 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Tossison doing a great job here in relief.
Ever since the 3rd inning, we've sort of kept them at bay. We just got to get our bats going.
Looks like a changeup missed low there from Tossison. Noah Riggin up to the plate here for Wayzata. He's already got 2 hits on the night. Ground ball to Erholtz. Tough day for Dylan. Another error for Erholtz, and that's going to put Riggin at first base. On the 2-out error from Mr. Erholtz, his 3rd of the game, I believe. And Tossison finds himself with a runner on base. Still 2 outs. And Gerard Swenson.
Situation where outfielders just want to keep the ball in front of them, make them get 2 hits to score this run.
Nice pitch at the knees on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Good location there by Tossison. Ahead in the count, 0-1 to Gerard Swenson. Kind of like that first name too. Ground ball. Meyer able to get there. And that's another error. This one by Meyer, unable to track down that ball. And back-to-back errors for post 2. Makes 5 errors on the board so far. Not a routine play there for Landon, but one he'll usually make.
Did a good job getting there. Maybe hurried to throw a little bit because he bobbled it, but at least we kept at least they didn't go extra bases.
Tossison looking to battle out of this jam that his fielders have got him into. Ground ball to Erholtz. This time,
All right.
they get out of there. I think all the post 2 fielders are frustrated with themselves right now, but they find themselves just down 2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 6-4 Wayzata. And welcome back to Jack Williams Stadium. We've got the bottom of the seventh inning here with post 2 coming to the plate at the top of the order. Holm, Leininger, and Breitbach. And that'll put an end to Mr. Karshnick's day. Excellent performance by the visiting pitcher from Wayzata. And you got to give a kid credit. I'm looking at his stat line here. He only gave up 3 hits. He did give up 4 runs, on all of them earned. He walked 4, which explains maybe that line. Struck out 6. Put on a clinic on how to throw the ball on the outside part of the plate. And probably equally importantly, Jason, after losing the first 3 games on the road trip, probably steadied the ship.
Yeah, I'm guessing they've learned a little bit about their team during this road trip. And sometimes you got to go through those. What's the word? You got to go through a little bit of a rut sometimes, and then on the other side of it, you come out a better team.
That ball's hit down the line. This is going to be extra bases for home. Connor, stand-up double, and that's the leadoff batter on for post 2. He greets the relief pitcher Boutwell with the stand-up double, bringing Adam Leininger to the plate. Post 2 looking to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Boutwell on a relief finds his second pitch of the game, hit almost to the fence out in right field. Had it not been for the 35-mile-an-hour gust of wind, I think that hit does get all the way to the fence, but slowed down just in time to hold home to a double. Here comes Leininger. Takes that pitch up high for ball 1. Leininger hitting a red-hot bat. Connor Holm hitting a red-hot bat. Breitbach hitting a red-hot bat, and those are the first 3 batters Boutwell's going to see here in relief in the bottom of the 7th. Does sneak a fastball by Adam Leininger. Count evened up at 1-1. Adam wearing number 7, batting from the left-hand side of the plate, multi-sport athlete, football in the fall, basketball in the wintertime. Now locked in on his baseball season with post 2, the 1-1 pitch. Outside part of the plate, fouled straight back into the net. Leininger down in a hole, 1-2. As Boutwell comes out and throws strikes. I did watch in warm-ups. I saw a couple breaking pitches. We'll see if he tries to sneak a fastball by Leininger, paint the black with a fastball, or if he goes into something off speed. Here comes the 1-2. That ball's driven, but it's going to be foul. Adam had choked up on that bat ever so slightly. That pitch came in, a fastball just on the inside part of the plate. The hips opened up, and Leininger hit that ball about 300 feet straight into the wind, but up into the gold bleachers. And we're going to do the 1-2 pitch all over again. Boutwell takes a look at Leininger. Connor Holm takes his lead at second base. Boutwell shakes off one sign, shakes off another, takes a look at Holm, and here's the pitch. That's a breaking pitch, well outside and high, and the count evens up at 2-2. Leininger in an RBI situation here with the speedy Connor Holm at second base. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th for post 2. That pitch is hit. It's going to reach the stands, and it does.
Center fielder is extremely shallow for Adam. If this guy throws a fastball in the outer half of the plate, I think Adam's going to get a little jog in.
Boutwell takes his sign, comes set. And that ball's popped up. It might end up being a tough play here. First baseman retires Leininger. Adam just didn't get his hands quick enough on that pitch, a little up in the zone.
Yeah, tied him up a little bit.
Just a little late on that fastball. Tough to see from the press box here exactly how hard Mr. Boutwell's throwing, but I would imagine that was more location than anything.
Yeah, he's inner half. I think Adam must have been looking for something out, middle to out, especially with 2 strikes.
Brings up Breitbach. Breitbach 1 for 3 on the day. He's got Connor Holm at second base. Breitbach the tying run for the game. Swings and misses at an outside fastball. Brings the count to 0-1. Breitbach again a threat to hit the ball to the right side at all times. Probably even prefers that. Doubled in an earlier at bat tonight. Ground ball into the hole. It's going to be a tough play for the shortstop. And he makes it.
That's a really nice play by the shortstop.
And Breitbach can't believe it. It does bring Connor Holm over to third base. Jordan Leininger coming to the plate with Holm on third, just 90 feet away from a 6-5 game. Breitbach hit that ball hard into the hole. Backhand was impressive. The throw might have been even more. Butwell's come on to this game. He's thrown 11 pitches so far, 9 of them for strikes. So Leininger, possibly a time to be aggressive up here. You know the guy is going to be throwing strikes, or at least has been. Might want to be looking for a fastball you can drive here down 2. Jordan represents the tie and run with a little bit of a breeze out to the left field. Fastball up high.
This is a situation with a guy on third and 2 outs that if you get a pitch that you don't have to hit a triple here, you don't have to hit a home run. That run needs to score.
And another pitch taken up high for ball 2. And Jordan finds himself in a hitter's count, 2-0. Most likely looking one spot. Here comes Butwell. Butwell all of a sudden lost his magic touch there. 9 pitches, or 9 strikes out of 11, and he's just thrown 3 balls in a row. Leininger most likely with the take sign here, 3-0. If I can have that impact on my pitcher, I should do this more often.
Yeah, I was going to say you jinxed him.
In a 4-pitch walk by Jordan Leininger. This will be an interesting decision for Jonas Sanders. You've got speed at first base. You'd love to take this force out of play, but yet that with 2 outs, you might play it safe here. Jordan Leininger, the tying run now at first base. Connor Holm at third, and Bachman to the plate with 2 outs. Butwell comes set. There's a base hit.
I was just about to say Will barreled the ball up pretty well last time.
And make it 6-5. With post 2 threatening here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings Landenmeyer to the plate with runners at first and second. Jordan Leininger at second base takes his big lead. Bachman at first, not holding Bachman on. Butwell takes a step off the rubbers. The umpire takes time to get set. 2 down. Meyer to the plate. Butwell comes set. A pitch is taken for a strike. And Meyer 0-1 count. Butwell looking to get out of this jam. A pitch high and inside. Curve ball taken for a ball. 1-1. Meyer 1 for 3 on the night. Leininger at second. Bachman at first. Post 2 down 1.
Runners going.
That pitch is popped up.
That is not a for sure play.
And post 2 goes down. Strands 2, but do get 1 back. Score now 6-5 as we head to the 8th. That brings up Beninga to the plate here for Wayzata in the top of the 8th inning. Again, a 9-inning game scheduled here. No doubleheader today for post 2. That pitch just off the outside part of the plate, taken for ball 1. Tossin still in there. Hasn't thrown very many pitches. I should probably get a pitch count on here, but he's at just 34 pitches, make it 35. Strike 1. 1-1 to Beninga, still looking for his first hit of the night. He walked in his last at-bat. 6-5 is the score. Wayzata still on top, led all game. Foul ball hit straight back, and the count goes to 1-2. Post 2 chipping away here, Jason.
Yeah, it's been. I actually like the way the game is going for us. After that 3rd inning, we put up 3 out of 4 zeros, and we've scored in 3 out of 4 innings. So I like the direction the game is going. I just hope Dylan can keep hitting his spots like he is.
1-2 pitch, curveball in there, fouled straight back, and the count stays 1-2.
Be nice to play noticeably different, or we haven't played a very solid game. We haven't been great at the plate. We've made more errors than I think we probably have all year in this game. And to come away, if you can find a way to battle through it and get a win out of this, I think that those are important games as well.
Again, this score at about an hour ago was 5-0 Wayzata. It's now 6-5. 2-2 pitch from Tossin. It's a fly ball out to Boutain, coming in hard, and he makes the play.
Got a really nice jump on that ball.
Good play by Danny Boutain. Wind blowing straight in. That ball got knocked down, but stayed in the air just long enough for Boutain to actually end up making that play look fairly routine at the end. It brings up Topher Winston here for Wayzata. Tossin. Efficient outing so far, if not for a few post 2 errors. Hasn't given up very many base runners, inducing quite a few fly balls, a couple ground balls. Winston 0 for 3 on the day. Tossin takes his signal from Bachman, and the pitch. Called strike 1.
Seems to me the wind has picked up too. Maybe even changed directions again.
It's influenced the game in a couple ways. I think there's actually been a couple balls that have been caught on the right side of the field that might have been out of play, as much as there's been some balls not caught on the left side of the play.
Yeah.
Because they've gone out of play. So it's if you're the first baseman or right fielder, don't give up on a ball because it might be coming back to you as the wind blows here from, as you're watching the screen, in from the right to the left. Tossin 0-2 to Winston. Climb the ladder.
I'm watching our outfielders compared to their outfielders, and we are significantly deeper than they are. And I wonder, obviously we play here all the time, and the coaching staff of those two is probably knows a little bit more about it than their coaching staff. But just hopefully these things are in the middle of our order to learn while those guys keep them up and some of those guys haven't got for us.
Tossin with the 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Painting the black there is Tossin right on the outside corner. Winston, dejected, long walk back to the bench. And he got to the dugout. Rowan's going to end up with a base hit here, just like you were talking about, Jason. I think you just saw the drawback of playing regular depth. That ball hung up in the air for quite a while, but Breitbach started so far back that ball was going to drop all the way. Landon probably had a better chance to get it, and that ball was about 35 feet into the right field grass.
Yeah, I think on a normal day with less wind, Breitbach actually makes a play on that ball, but just got knocked down.
Brings up the top of the order for Wayzata. Good piece of hitting there by Rowan. And Tossin throws over to Leininger. Rowan stands up in safely. Butwell 0 for 3 on the night. Struck out one time. Tossin takes his signal, takes a look over at Rowan, and the pitch. That pitch gets away from Bachman. The first time we've really seen Tossin not right at the zone. Pitch gets by Bachman, and now Wayzata with a runner in scoring position. Tossin in the spot where he's going to have to bear down. So 1-0 pitch here to Boutwell. Runner on second base. 6-5 game. Wayzata in the lead. Top of the 8th inning. Tossison takes a look. In the pitch. That ball's popped up. Bachman, late break on it, and that makes it all the way into the bleachers. And the count evens up at 1-1. Tossison looking to get another 0 up on the board, Jason.
Yeah, I'd like to see him throw something off speed here and then locate that fastball again. Only thing I don't like about the off speed is that I'm a little nervous about that lead.
This pitch is hit high. The wind might bring this one back. Leininger made a business decision. And that ball just went just barely over that fence. But it's in there for a foul ball, strike 2. And Tossison ahead in the count, 1-2. Tall, lanky right-hander takes his stride, sets that right foot on the rubber, takes his signal from Bachman. Takes a look at Rowan at second base, and the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. We're going to have a play at the... Oh, Breitbach bobbled that, and no play at the plate. And that's another run scored for Wayzata on the base hit from Boutwell. The 2-out base hit. Back-to-back hits plus a Bachman pass ball. And we find Wayzata gets that run back, and now 7-5.
I tell you what, they've been extremely efficient when they get runners in a scoring position. They have found a way to find those soft spots in our defense.
7 runs on 7 hits, and again, back-to-back singles usually shouldn't hurt you, but it was the pass ball in between that put that runner over to second base. And we've yet to see really anybody on the post 2 outfield side come up and make a play at the plate on a single. And that's something I'm surprised we haven't seen really all year.
Well, Bachman's got the arm for it. He just didn't field that ball cleanly. And then he had to travel a long ways because of the way it was hit. But you're right. We haven't even had a play at the plate on any of those, all 7 runs.
Tossison settles back in. 0-2 pitch coming up to Pettit. Pettit, no hits on the day so far. 0 for 3. Tossison in the pitch. Ground ball hit to Meyer. Fields this play cleanly and sets him down. But Wayzata gets one back. And through the top half of the 8th, Wayzata 7, post 2, 5. back here live in the bottom of the 8th inning. Earl Holtz leading off. Post 2, down 2. That ball is fouled out of play. Strike 1 to Earl Holtz. Wayzata 7, post 2, 5. We're halfway through the 8th inning in this 9-inning single game at Jack Williams Stadium. Butwell in for relief for Wayzata. Big curveball taken up high for ball 1. Count evened up 1-1 to Earl Holtz. That ball's hit in the gap. That ball's going to get down. And that's a leadoff single for Mr. Earl Holtz. It's post 2 looking to rally here. In the bottom of the 8th, Earl Holtz found a pitch he could drive and drove that right into the wind. It did hang up.
Do you bunt here, Chris, to put us in within 1, or do you go for the big inning?
I think they might go big inning here. That'd be my guess, which means they're probably going to bunt. Pitch to Tossison. Taken down and away for ball 1. Holtz at first base. Tossison takes a look at his wristband because we use the numerical system now. Butwell takes a look at Holtz, takes a look at Tossison in the pitch. Swung late by Tossison.
Apologies to both families, but we do not have a lot of speed at the plate or on the bases. So I would like to see a bunt, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
In other words, their greatest opportunity is to get faster. 1-1 pitch here to Tossison. Holtz on first. The pitch way up high. And that's ball 2. I think Dylan wants to make sure he doesn't chase anything out of the zone, because anyway on first base at this point, we might see Wayzata pucker up a little bit here. We got a 2-1 count. That pitch is way up, and we're going to get Holtz to second base.
Got the job done.
Hit the trampoline again, but it doesn't matter. Holtz now finds himself at second base. Tossison with now a 3-1 count. And we'll see how Butwell responds to a little adversity here in the bottom of the 8th. He knows the top of the order is about to come back up. He's got Charlie Kalbrenner. He probably doesn't know what that means on deck. And the pitch, way outside.
It's a good at-bat.
And now your question probably makes even more sense.
I don't pinch hit Charlie here, though. I bunt before I do that.
And Boutain wisely didn't go back into the locker room because they waved Charlie Kalbrenner back. They're going to save that bat and put Boutain up. And Jason, you've probably seen Danny Boutain lay down a bunt or two.
Yes, he's a very good bunter. And this is a situation where you're not bunting for a hit, though. He's got to make sure it gets down. We got to move those runners. Those are super important.
That pitch is taken upstairs for ball 1.
And it's also important to not bunt that ball. We have to bunt strikes here. The guy hasn't proven this inning in particular that he's throwing a lot of strikes. So we might get a free one without giving up an out.
I know Danny, one of the best bunters on the team, takes the 1-0 pitch from Butwell. I think we might be lucky that that's a foul ball. That was about a half a step away from being an out, if I'm not mistaken. That ball hit Boutain in the batter's box. Boutain at Bismarck did bunt one that the pitcher ended up catching for a double play. It was a high fastball, and I wonder if he's learned from that, Jason, as he's in the same situation here just 3 days later, looking to put down a sacrifice bunt. I think he did.
I know Luke had a long conversation with him about it. Ooh. That is an outrageous call. Angel Hernandez has made an appearance.
Boutain now finds himself in a 1-2 count. Looks over to Sanders to see if the bunt sign is still on. It might still be. We'll see here. Runners at first and second. Boutain at the plate. And the pitch. And he's unable to get that down. And I think, Jason, that's what you were talking about to me. That looked like he was trying to shove something for a base hit instead of just letting it hit the bat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in his head, but
Third baseman number 8.
the one that he bunted and it hit him in the box, he was already moving. He had to get that down to move those runners over.
Called a sacrifice bunt for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You plan to be out. If you're not, hey, all the better for it. But here's Connor Holm right off of a double here 2 innings ago. He squares the bunt. Now, he probably would be looking for a base hit, although you could make a case that you're setting Adam up for runners in scoring position. But I think with that first baseman in as tight as he is, you might see Connor swinging away here. And he takes a fastball in there for a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. First baseman takes a few steps back. Now playing on the edge of the grass. He was about 3 steps in on the grass prior to that pitch. Connor digs in. Swinging a hot bat. First and second here for post 2. That ball's hit.
Oh,
that's going to get through. That's going to score a run. Erholtz coming to the plate. Throw's going to go to third. And gets by just enough for Connor Holm to read it. And Holm moves to second base on the throwing error from the right fielder.
First baseman number 7, Adam Leininger.
Tosses into
Played out more
third.
perfectly for us. That little deflection, the bad throw from the right fielder.
And now that brings Leininger to the plate with the tying run on third base. The go-ahead run at second when Connor Holm tosses in at third. Butwell now from the full windup. That pitch stopped by Rowan. Boy, that almost got back to the backstop. And if I'm Tossison, I better get a good read on anything back to the backstop. For whatever reason, the ball is trampoline effect back to home plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Adam. That ball's through. That's going to score one. Connor Holmes being waved home. Connor, he's going to be up easy. And Adam Leininger with a clutch 2 RBI single and post 2 in one of the sloppiest games they've played all year. Finds themselves up 8-7.
It's a good time. That's Adam's first hit of the day, right?
Yes.
Good timing for that first hit.
Right fielder number 11.
Well placed too. It really was a difficult play. It would have been a very difficult play to make a play at the plate on Connor there.
And you can't fault Wayzata for bringing the corners in, Jason. That's the right way to play. But having the corners in ended up scoring both runs instead of one. This ball's hitting the hole. And Breitbach beats that throw to first. Leininger is forced out at second. Breitbach on the ground ball. Good play by the third baseman, Beninga, to get the lead runner, Leininger. But again, post 2 has put up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the first time they played the bottom of the 8th inning all year.
It's been a grind, this game. I wonder if we're going to see some defensive changes. Oh, that ball's hit pretty well. Oh, wind really caught it.
And that's going to do it for post 2, but not before they put up 3 and take the lead on Wayzata. We'll see what Wayzata can do here down to their last at-bat. Again, Wayzata led all game long, 5-0, 5-1, 6-1, 6-4, 6-5, 7-5, but now finds themselves down 8-7. Tossison back to the mound for the top of the 9th when we come back.
Shortstop number 33, Samson Ash.
So that brings up Samson Ask to the plate here. We start the top of the ninth. Tossison still on the mound. Starts Ask off with a strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball in there for strike one. Again, if you're just tuning in, where have you been? It's 8-7, post 2. In the top of the ninth. That pitch, little change up there, taken for a ball. Ask stands in there, 1-1. Tossison still on the mound, in relief. And there's a line drive right up the middle. Tossison shaking himself. He thought he could have made that play, but that was a line drive right off of his glove. And a good piece of hitting there by Ask.
Up next, DH number 24, Noah Regan.
And that brings up the DH, Noah Reagan, to the plate. With Ask on first base, Reagan the DH today. Nobody out here. Tossison with a runner on first. That ball's popped up. Bachman finds it, makes the play. Boy, Bachman didn't see it at first, and when he turned up, he still had his mask in his hand. He threw it at the last second. And with that catcher's glove, you never really know until you know. But a big out for Dylan Tossison to get the cleanup hitter, Reagan, to pop out to the catcher after Ask hits the leadoff single. And it's one down, post 2. And Ask with a good read on that wild pitch from Tossison. Now a runner in scoring position. As he moves to second base on the wild pitch. Bachman did a good job blocking that, but Ask with a perfect read on that low fastball. Now finds himself in scoring position.
Our outfielders are still too deep, especially with that speed. I mean, we're not playing for the win, I guess, because we still have the bottom, but any chance to cut that guy, he better hit it pretty hard right at one of our outfielders.
There's a good pitch there by Tossison to even this thing up at 1-1 again. Tying run at second base. This ball's popped up.
Oh, boy.
Connor Holm fighting the wind. He makes the play. Good play by Connor Holm. Ended up in foul territory. I think when that ball was first hit, it was right at the shortstop, Jason.
Yes, it was. It really moved. I liked what Tossison did there. Tossison went right to third base just in case. It's a good job by the pitcher.
Number 44, Ethan Chafee.
And Shaquille O'Neal coming to the plate here for Wayzata. Excuse me, I'm told his name is Ethan Chafee, but a big right-handed bat here against Tossison. Wayzata down to their last out. And the pitch. Good block by Bachman to keep Ask at second base.
If any Legion kid should have a big mustache, it's this kid. I mean, he should grow that out because I think that would look very nice on him.
Everything about this guy is just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Tossison.
He's fallen completely in love with the right center gap, too. Yeah, I think he has at least 2 hits there.
Well, he's been up 4 times, and he's 5 for 4 with all 5 hits going to right center. Big number
We're gonna have to
44.
check our math on that, guys.
Big number 44, Mr. Chafee, a fan favorite up here in the press box. But at this point, post 2, looking to get this final out. Tossison takes a signal from Bachman. The pitch. The ground ball, that's fouled, and Wayzata finds themselves down to their last strike. Capacity crowd on their feet.
I wouldn't even hold the runner here. I'd move Landon into the hole.
Tossison
scoring a single no matter what with 2 outs.
shakes off the first, takes the sign from Bachman, and the 1-2 pitch from Tossison. Missed outside, 2-2. Count evens up as Chafee lays off the outside fastball. It was low and away. And a 2-2 pitch upcoming from Tossison. 2 down here in the top of the 9th. That pitched. Myers, tough play. He hits him out. Bare hand play by Landon Meyer, and that's it for Wayzata. And Fargo, post 2, snatches victory from the jaws of defeat and sends Wayzata home. 3.5 hours on an 0-4 road trip. What a game. Thanks for watching.